Greetings. Today we're going to talk about why money is sacred. I'm going to give you the exact explanation. So, I was having a discussion with one of my friends, and he was kind of coming into this very common pitfall of spiritually minded people. A lot of people who are pursuing, um, you know, a greater connection with the eternal, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to try to make this video sort of one size fits all, any religion, any spiritual path. And a lot of people on these paths, somehow when it comes to money, they get this idea that there's something bad about it and that it's not spiritual. So here was my explanation. So my friend, his name is Victor. Victor, if you're watching this, this is for you. Um, I said, Victor, I want to ask you a question. So his in his spirituality, there's God. And I said, Victor, who made the earth? And he said, God. I said, okay, great. Who made the apple trees? And he said, God made those too. I said, okay, and so what do apple trees make? Well, they make apples. This is not that hard. I said, so if an apple tree is sacred and the apple tree makes apples, are the apples sacred or not? And he said, the apples are sacred. I said, okay, good. So now let's look at human beings. So who made human beings? And Victor said that was God. And I said, well, human beings, what do they make? And he paused for a while. And so finally he got the point. It's like, well, one thing that human beings make is money. Like we created that in a way, kind of like the apple tree created apples. I said, so if God created humans and humans make money, what does that make money? And he realized, okay, money is sacred, isn't it? And just that one short conversation really cleared up everything for him. So I'd like you to consider that. And if you want, you can argue with me in the comments. And, this isn't really, am I right? Am I wrong? No, this is the reason I teach this stuff is because I see people disempowered. Invariably, the people who come to me with any separation of anything, as soon as you start making one thing spiritual and one thing not, now you're back in the mind. Now you're stuck. And, in the Old Testament, story of Adam and Eve, they ate the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It wasn't just the tree of knowledge, it was the distinction. Suddenly, they started making distinctions between good and bad. And that's really pointing to the mind. That's what the mind does. It's fine. I'm not saying to do stupid things. The mind is there for discernment. But in the end, all of the things that the mind is discerning is created from the sacred. How you want to handle that is fine, but when you rest in the mind part of your consciousness, you can't see the real design to the best of our abilities as humans, right? The spiritual path is to get us closer to the Creator, the Eternal, and to deeply understand how all this stuff is put together. And the more you understand, the more you can heal your body, the more you can heal your financial situation, the more you can help be a part of building the peace-based economy. And so I'm looking for people who want to do that. And I'm also here to help you fulfill your dreams. So if you're into that, check below to see what I've got for you to do. But let's get in touch and let's get started together. Thank you.